I figured out what's going on, and I got the scenario in which we can leave comments. I'm not gonna rush it. You know, we're gonna take our time and make sure everything good to go. But let me start off by saying this. Yeah. This your boy Zone 6 coming at you with another video. Live in HD. Straight up and down. No special effects. Straight off the temple. No pad or pencil. Off in this thing yet again with the world renowned must have uploading consistency. Yeah, I don't found my swag. I don't found my swag. And as the title suggests, we're gonna just give you my opinion about the whole Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence debacle or and possible fight. It's been a while since I cooked on Earl Spence. It's been a while since I talked about the welterweight division. It's been a while since I have individually laid my stakes and claim down on wax. So without further ado, we're gonna go hand solo today. I feel good today, man. It's the last day of these goddamn classes. Finna go up to the campus real quick. Shout out to Clayton State. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Clayton State. I'm gonna go fuck with some of my friends, and you know, hey, it was a good semester. Another one down in the books, 13 classes ago, and we got this little Bachelor of Science shit just to put on the wall somewhere and let it collect dust. It's just a social attainment for me. But however, that's not why I disturb you on your beautiful Monday. We here to talk about boxing, not about me. Um, First off, I'm gonna say this. I've always been a person who's never believed in Earl Spence and who he's supposed to have been. I'm gonna give you my thought process on Earl Spence since I had understanding of him, which came around about 2000 and probably 13. At this point in time, people thought that Earl Spence was really 154, but he ended up making that transition down to 147. A lot of people gave him praise. A lot of people picked him as the next best welterweight. This is an era in YouTube where people were just trying to find people to be right about. They were just trying to get it right. Everybody know part of the thing that I brought to the community on the block, right? In addition to the whole story that I gave you guys yesterday about my track on YouTube, one of the things I did after giving my Floyd Mayweather prediction about Canelo and Floyd kicking his ass, and he was like Baltimore and pissed everybody off. The next thing I did was I told everybody that Keith One Time Thurman was the motherfucking truth and that he is the best welterweight or and 147 pounder period at the time. And it was a long run with Keith Thurman, and nobody could never fuck with me on the thought process. So in opposition, of course, you're always gonna have people that pick somebody else. It was Sean Porter. And let's not forget that shit. It was Sean Porter at one point. Okay? It was Mayweather. It was Pacquiao. It was Timothy Bradley. A lot of you guys have did ding-a-ling carousel with your picks at welterweight. And you do that a lot on these channels. So let's not act like that's not a thing. A lot of you niggas switch your picks and don't ride out with your person through and through, and you don't like to give credit to people who are right and correct, but you want your credit when you're correct and you're right. I don't believe in all that eat crow shit. I just believe in, hey man, you riding with your man got his shit splat, your man got his shit splat. I rolled with Keith Thurman. He got beat up by Pacquiao, so that is what it is. But somebody else who's picking Earl Spence, for an example, bringing it back, they tend to switch on and off about the subject matter. Now when you start talking about Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence, you start getting people talking about the car wreck. You start getting people being iffy. You get people start talking 50-50. But that's not how they was talking at first. When Earl Spence first came into the division, everybody was saying he was a boogeyman. He was being ducked. Danny Garcia would never fight him. That's what people said. That came out to be a farce. That came out to be disproven. That turned out to be a myth-busted bullshit opinion. So I never heard anybody come back on here and say I was wrong about Danny Garcia never fighting Earl Spence, because Danny Garcia got a hard time, man. Danny Garcia was good at 140. He came up to 147, and we just know Danny Garcia just he's not that guy. I mean, he's solid, but he's just not that guy. And people used to give Danny Garcia a hard time, and they felt like he was the weak link of the crop of welterweights. What welterweight crop I'm talking about? I'm talking about Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Sean Porter, right? Those were the new guys, and Adrian Broner should be in there as well too. We're not talking about Pacquiao. We're not talking about Mayweather. We're not talking about Cotto and those guys. We're talking about those crop of new welterweights that appeared to have a lot of potential within the division. Obviously, Terrence Crawford wasn't there at the time. So Danny Garcia ended up accepting a challenge from Earl Spence, and there was no separation there. Earl Spence did win the fight against Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia did not touch the canvas. Everybody said it would be a wash. Everybody said that Danny Garcia would never fight Earl Spence because Earl Spence would absolutely destroy him. No, Earl Spence just won the fight. Danny Garcia did fairly well. You know, he lost, but he did fairly well. There was no separation. It wasn't definitive, right? Danny Garcia is a very underappreciated fighter, and he's not that bad, man. I mean, he keeps you honest. I can say that about Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia does keep you honest. He just need to get more activity under his belt and get more active. So then we move on to Sean Porter. Sean Porter versus Earl Spence was a classic welterweight fight. You cannot take that away from Sean Porter or Earl Spence, regardless of what your opinion of. That was a classic welterweight fight. It's one for the books. I can watch it over and over again. Those boys delivered a smash hit. But that was in contradiction to what the fucking fans were saying. You Earl Spence fans was getting on here telling us that Terrence Crawford would never fucking fight Earl Spence, and that Earl Spence is different. Sean Porter will fight Danny Garcia. He'll fight Keith Thurman, and they're trying to keep a circle of fights going between each other and box out Earl Spence because these three guys are scared of Earl Spence Jr. Keep in mind, Danny Garcia don't fault Earl Spence, so that myth busted that. Sean Porter and Earl Spence delivered a classic, so that myth busted that. Okay, and I've been telling you guys that it's a farce and that people are just full of shit. They just want to pick Earl Spence as opposition to the Keith Thurman guy who said Keith Thurman would bust your ass and knock your block off, and that was just to pay back somebody and to play get back games because Earl Spence had nothing to do with Keith Thurman pursuing Floyd Mayweather's ass, and everybody know that Floyd Mayweather will refuse to fight prime young black African American fighters. That's always been a criticism of him if you hadn't known that. Okay, I don't care if you came on YouTube in 2018 or 19, a little bit before COVID and shit like that. I'm telling you from 2007, 2008, 9 and 10, 11, 12, even before I got on here, one of the big talking points between the OGs was his criticism of Floyd about him not fighting prime black African Americans. It ain't even got nothing to do with just the Keith Thurman guys and the PBC. He never fought Bradley either. Okay? Bradley and him had a chance to actually fight, and Bradley just came out and said, hey, man, Floyd Mayweather team or some representative called me and said, hey, dude, hey, man, you know, we'll give you $8 million if you leave Bob Arum. The same typical shit, you know, and I respect that because Floyd feels like, you know, he don't want Bob Arum to get any piece of the pie. He want to keep it Al Heyman and black, and I fuck with that. I don't have no problem with Floyd doing that whatsoever. But the criticism of Floyd has always been that he's never fought prime black African-American fighters. I'm talking about what I saw and digested on YouTube. I'm not going to act like I don't remember that. I'm not going to act like it changed because the features on fucking YouTube change. Okay, I'm not going to act like that changed because there's some cool new people on fucking YouTube. I'm not going to do that. I fucking remember things very goddamn well. I'm not going to play like I forgot. Floyd Mayweather would not fight prime black African Americans, and that was an issue that people had with Floyd. That's why we are very critical of Floyd's welterweight career. Okay, because we're going to kill two birds or multiple birds with one stone to goddamn day. All right, let's stop the bullshit. Okay, we're not going to play these games anymore. Okay, so now let's get to Floyd trying to instigate a fight between Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. Keith Thurman was Floyd Mayweather's mandatory. Keith Thurman was on Floyd Mayweather's ass. Keith Thurman was trying to get a fight with Floyd Mayweather. Keith Thurman had earned the fight with Floyd Mayweather. regardless of what you guys say out of your fucking mouth. Now, whether he could have beat him or not, I'm not sure. We don't know. And I'm going to say that because you don't know. No, none of us are gods. I believe that Keith Thurman would have whooped on his goddamn head at that point in time. We talking about between 2013, 2014, up to 2015. We talking about when Keith Thurman was talking the burn money, burn Floyd money era, that era. When he was whooping on Bundu, when he was fucking whooping on Diego Chavez, when he was knocking out Soto Carras, when he was knocking out Brandon Hoskins, when Keith Thurman was on his ascent to welterweight supremacy, he was looking to fight everybody. Timothy Bradley, everybody who was a champ, is documented, is proof. We ain't got to go into whether he was telling the truth or not, because he tried to fight all of those guys. When it came to his turn to plausibly, reasonably fight Mayweather just skipped over him, and somehow he ended up fighting Marcos Maidana, which should have been Adrian Broner's work. Don't understand how that happened. Don't understand how. I don't even understand how when Adrian Broner beat Paulo Malignaggi, because see, this is the thing. Keith Thurman initially was after. He was initially after Paulo Malignaggi. But somehow Paulo Malignaggi was able to get the fight with Adrian Broner. Cool, no big deal. Adrian Broner won the fight. Okay, so that put Broner in line to fight Keith Thurman. Somehow Marcos Maidana, who ducked Keith Thurman, jumped over Keith Thurman in WBA rankings, and then he fought Adrian Broner. See, this is where you get, when you guys start talking about these fucking rankings and shit like that, that's why people find the rankings not credible. Okay, so when you guys talking about AJ fought this top 10 person and Wilder fought this top 10, okay, well, tough titty, said the kitty. I can argue against that because the sanctioning bodies are corrupt. We only extend this courtesy because we're boxing fans, and we do need a gauge, and we don't want to just be dicks or pricks. But in all actuality, in all reality, the rankings, I can say you could wipe a baby's ass with that shit and throw it in the trash, and it could get collected on goddamn Wednesday. Okay? Because that's bullshit. But we're not going to argue about the sanctioning bodies. We extend it as a courtesy to give these guys credibility to some degree. But we already know that the sanctioning bodies don't operate with integrity. Okay? We already understand it. So what I'm telling you is Keith Thurman was in position to fight for the WBA title, for the regular title, and the super title wasn't activated at the time because obviously nobody was unified at welterweight at the time. So it was the regular title that was being passed around. And somehow, again, Adrian Broner was able to fight Paulo Malignaggi. Then somehow Marcos Maidana, who just fought a few other guys like Josecito Lopez, that got him a fight with Adrian Broner, who was the champion. I don't even know how Marcos Maidana got a title shot before Keith Thurman. Then when Marcos Maidana inherited the belt, instead of Adrian Broner getting a rematch or it moving to Keith Thurman, Floyd Mayweather all of a sudden wanted to unify with the WBA. Although he had he said he didn't want the WBA belt when he fought Shane Mosley. Remember when he fought Shane Mosley, the WBA belt was not on the line for Floyd Mayweather. It was only on the line for Shane Mosley. You understand? And Floyd Mayweather said, I don't want that belt. He could keep his belt because the WBC belt is the only belt that matters. But all of a sudden, when Marcos Maidana destroys Broner, you want to undercut Broner, undermine Broner, who's supposed to be your homeboy, which this is why I do understand some of the shit that Broner be saying. Although Broner need to stop sucking Floyd Mayweather off and become his own man so he could prevent a lot of these issues that he bring upon himself, right? Okay? That's on him. But I understand when he say Floyd Mayweather is a shady motherfucker. So now all of a sudden, Floyd Mayweather wants to fight for the WBA title and unify because Marcos Maidana, a flat-footed Latino, had it. Okay? Then they have a good fucking fight. But before that, remember, it was a poll put out for Amir Khan or Marcos Maidana. The poll had actually suggested that Amir Khan won the voting because people just was intrigued about Amir Khan versus Floyd Mayweather. We're not talking about who you think could have won or what would have won or what would have happened. We're just giving you the background and the history to lead into this Terrence Crawford versus ERROL Spence art of ducking. Okay? All right? So when if you could remember and you could put your mind to it, remember Floyd all of a sudden says, "Hey, I want to fight Marcos Maidana." Marcos Maidana and Floyd had a good fight. Amir Khan somehow didn't. I don't know. He didn't make the fight with Floyd, even though he won the votes. I don't know what happened there. We just know we got a Marcos Maidana fight. Okay, and then we had to have two of those shits. We had to have two of those shits. You see what I'm saying? And then in between that time, Floyd's like, oh, good, bet. Now this motherfucker is the super champion. I should be in line to fight Floyd Mayweather because now I also beat Diego Chavez, undefeated Argentine Latino fighter, to be in that #1 contingency spot for whoever held the WBA title. And what happened, they shucked and jive around. And then Floyd Mayweather started saying, hey, I'm going to put my arms around Errol Spence because Errol Spence was supposed to be this gym legend who blacked Floyd Mayweather's eye and got kicked out of the gym. And he beat up Adrian Broner, which those things are not impressive to not one fucking person that I know. But in YouTube, on YouTube, people was using that to garner respect and manufacture respect in the boogeyman concept for Errol Spence, which was just not the case. A real boogeyman at 147, is an example, would have been Paul Williams. No one besides Margarito pretty much wanted to fight the guy. However, Carlos Santana did fight Paul Williams, and he ended up getting stopped for his efforts in his second rematch. Carlos Santana did pull the upset. And guess who stopped Carlos Santana? Keith one-time Thurman. Exactly. Okay. Keith Thurman also beat one Zavik. So we already know the history there, right? We know that Keith Thurman earned his shot. Now, whether Keith Thurman again would have won, whether you like Keith Thurman or not, I'm not speaking on it. I'm just speaking on the art of ducking and what I consider to be ducking. Now, when I speak on Marcos Maidana and Keith Thurman, and I say, well, hold on, Marcos Maidana ducked Keith Thurman, how the fuck he get a shot with Adrian Broner or for the WBA title anyway? If you can recall, they sent footage of Keith Thurman to Marcos Maidana stating, hey, we got a new prospect. We would like to put you in a ring with this guy. And Robert Garcia them said, absolutely fucking not. They absolutely said fucking not. This guy Keith Thurman is cracking people's skull. We don't want to take the fight. We refuse to fight. Marcos Maidana has stated that he didn't want to fight Keith Thurman, and he ducked him, and he don't have no shame in it. So he just was leapfrogged over Keith Thurman to fight Adrian Broner because they thought it was sweet. Adrian Broner got his ass whooped, okay? And then it ended up being a robbery and an undermining tactic from Floyd to his own friend. And Adrian Broner to this day still never rematched Marcos Maidana. He still never rematched Marcos Maidana. Floyd did, but Adrian Broner never did. And to this day, Keith Thurman and Floyd Mayweather never fought. And to this day, Errol Spence and Keith Thurman ain't never fought. Okay? So we get to the situation where Floyd puts his arm around Errol Spence. And he puts Errol Spence in front of him as a shield to prevent from fighting Keith Thurman. That's how we got into this whole Keith Thurman narrative, right? And this is where the story picks up for most of you niggas, because most of you niggas didn't know shit about what was going on at welterweight. Most of you niggas didn't know what was going on at heavyweight either. And you don't came in this motherfucker and fucked up the heavyweight shit, because the only person that was really talking about that heavyweight shit was shout out to my man, Mr. Boxing Today. I forgot to mention him yesterday, but shout out to Mr. Boxing Today, because Mr. Boxing Today was the only one cooking on the heavyweight division. And a lot of you son of bitches couldn't even pronounce the heavyweights in the division at the time. Now Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder around. Now you niggas are heavyweight experts. Now everybody interested in Usyk. Now everybody know everything about AJ. Man, you son of a bitches didn't know shit about no heavyweights when Mr. Boxing Today was by himself doing that shit. Now you niggas want to get on YouTube and pretend like you been following the goddamn heavyweight division. None of you motherfuckers didn't even know how to pronounce Pualev's name until just goddamn recently. So I wish you motherfuckers would stop capping on here all the goddamn time. Stop with the bullshit. Because last time I checked, Mr. Boxing Today was keeping the heavyweight division alive by doing most of the content in the YouTube boxing community about the heavyweights. And I'm talking about prospects and everything. You could go to Mr. Boxing Today channel right fucking now and you would see that shit. And everybody that's a fucking YouTube member knows this shit. Because half of you niggas are full of shit. You niggas don't know shit about no goddamn heavyweight division. And you're a goddamn lie to come in this community acting like you can speak on some fucking Deontay Wilder AJ shit. I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying what you can't talk about, but you're full of shit. That's what I want to let you know. So no one takes your shit that you say serious. So fuck you and fuck what you think about AJ Muscles and fuck what you think about Deontay Wilder's twerking. I don't give a damn about you or your racism. Fuck you. Fuck you to pieces. So anyway, back to this art of ducking shit. All right, so most of you didn't know what the fuck was going on at welterweight. So let me school your ass right quick. Put your ass in the headlock and dig in your shit like this. Motherfucker, that's what I'm doing. All right? Give your ass a goddamn noogie and shit. You know what I'm saying? I pull your underwears up in your ass and give you a swirly. All right? And I can do it too. I can press your ass. All right. Unless you some kind of 500-pound monster. None of you niggas in YouTube are 500 pounds. And if you is 500 pounds, you can't move for shit. So I still grab you in the headlock and I still do this to your ass. All right? So sit back and learn yourself something about this welterweight ducking situation with this bitch ass dude, Errol Spence. All right. So Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, we here. All of a sudden, Keith Thurman is maneuvered as the guy who's ducking Errol Spence. So now we get this false narrative that Errol Spence is being ducked and boxed out. Now, this is very important. Listen to this, because I want you guys to listen to the contradiction in the actions. Listen to this now carefully. Now that I gave you the history on how we got here, I want you to listen, because this is where you guys, I have a post on the community, so I know most of you guys who are right here and new and that's been kind of hanging around. I can tell you where you at, and where you at is right here. You come in when Keith Thurman has a reputation of ducking. You come in when they say Errol Spence is the boogeyman, but you don't know about Keith Thurman and everything that happens before that. We talking about even when Sean Porter ducked Keith Thurman. When Kenny Porter said, hey man, we need to let Keith get a belt so we can unify, but we'll fight Kell Brook instead, and it botched. That's how Kell Brook got the belt. And when Errol Spence, rightfully so, I ain't not knocking Errol Spence for this, when he ascended, he got ranked within the IBF. That belt had belonged to Sean Porter. And while we here, let's speak on how corrupt the sanctioning bodies again. The IBF was so upset with Sean Porter. Sean Porter never got ranked back in the IBF for contingency. After he lost the belt, they never really ranked Sean Porter back into the IBF sanctioning body. They never did. Sean Porter spoke on this. So when you start talking about how these guys are accumulating these belts and these world titles, I don't know if they're true champions to a certain degree unless I do extensive research, because I know the tale of the tape. I know the truth. Errol Spence was allowed to run unimpeded over there in the IBF rankings with JoJo Dan and Kevin Bigier and Ocampos. Keith Thurman was never rated over there to be ordered to impede on Errol Spence's early trajectory toward the title. Sean Porter was kicked out, never to return. So I question his ascent to the title as a whole, and I always was doing that. I was telling you guys, this dude's hiding off at the IBF side of the house, and he's trying to get a belt with the least resistance. Errol Spence's ascent to that title wasn't impressive. He didn't beat nobody. You guys, he didn't beat nobody at all. But however, he got the job done against Kell Brook. Kell Brook obviously softened himself and made the fight a lot easier by getting himself tenderized like a motherfucking cheap steak against Triple G. Triple G shattered his fucking eyeball socket. Then he came back down. He also, Kell Brook is just a hot mess, right? So we glad that he's out of the boxing. So Errol Spence did his thing and whooped his ass and got the IBF belt, right? In between that and up to his ascent to Kell Brook, the narrative was that he needs to fight Keith Thurman. He needs to fight Sean Porter. He needs to fight Danny Garcia. And Keith Thurman told the bitch ass nigga, okay, I'm trying to fight Floyd, But since Floyd want to fight, play negotiator, why don't you give me 10 million to fight Errol Spence? Now, okay, this is where the bullshit come in at. Now, so for any son of a bitch that says Keith Thurman priced himself out for saying, I want $10 million to fight Errol Spence, and you're going to consider that pricing himself out, and that's a duck, then what Errol Spence is doing currently with the money has to be the same effect. It has to be. If Floyd Mayweather is going to push Errol Spence in the way and say, hey, this guy here is the new boogeyman. Although this guy, Keith Thurman, wants to whoop my ass, I'm going to try to make a fight with these two guys. I'm playing matchmaker. So, and then Floyd said, I'll even put one of my belts on the line, which was the WBA and the WBC at the time. So I'm sure he was most likely, highly probably talking about the WBA, right? And the WBA is the lesser belt that Floyd favors out of the WBA. We already know Floyd like WC, so he's not going to give up that. So he's basically insinuating that he would give up one of the belts, and it most likely would have been the WBA so that Thurman and Errol Spence could have fought. Keith Thurman said, okay, cool. Since he want to play matchmaker, he could give me 10 million and I'll fight the kid. Oh my God, the internet went stupid. Oh, he pricing himself out. So now I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Let's rock with that. Now this where I'm finna goddamn slaughter you lying son of a bitches. We doing the tough guy route now. Remember? Because we doing tough guy shit now. At this point, when Keith Thurman says he has to pay me 10 million to fight this guy, you guys are talking tough at this point. You guys are talking, oh no, fuck the belts. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see this. We want to see that. Fuck the money. No A-side. That's what you niggas said. That's what you fuck niggas said. And if you was here and you lied, I'll fucking strangle your goddamn neck. Because you're a fucking lie if you get on here and say that's not the fucking narrative that you painted. That you painted that Errol Spence was the tough guy that was going to clean up boxing and set shit straight. He ain't ducking nothing. He don't care about money. He's the Terminator. He's going to move forward and he's going to fucking fight. That's what you say Errol Spence was going to deliver. That's what you niggas said. And I told you, you're a motherfucking lie. I said you're lying because he's going to do the same thing that you guys are complaining about, because it doesn't work that way. Oh no, you're just a hater of Errol Spence. Okay, let it be that. I'm cool with that. You can't knock me off my square because you describing what you think about me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. He's going to do the same thing. Oh no, not Errol Spence, because Danny Garcia won't fight him. Got to fight. No separation. Got to fight with Porter. I believe that Porter won the fight. I believe the knockdown made it a lot closer, but I believe Sean Porter was whooping his ass. Sean Porter just fucked up and dropped the ball and lost the fight. Cool, Errol Spence. Full credit. So where's the boogeyman tough guy mantra? Where is that at? Because see, then what happened was Keith Thurman fucked himself over, bullshitting around. He's no longer a player, right? He's no longer Keith one-time Thurman that we know. He's absolutely an idiot. I'm a Keith Thurman fan. Let's get this shit straight now. He's an idiot. Yes, do I think he's a cool nigga? A lot of people would be like, man, Keith Ponytail, Keith Thurman playing the flute. You think I give a fuck about that nigga like that? I like the nigga hands. I like to see certain fighters fight. I told you guys the other day, I like the Deontay Wilder's fighting style. I don't really like it like that. I just like the fact that he splat people. I don't give a fuck about him wanting to get jizzed in and getting pregnant. I don't give a fuck. I can separate the two. I like Maul them fighting style and the other twin fighting style, but them niggas are full of shit. Maul, I ain't seen Maul since goddamn COVID. Maul is full of shit. And that's one of my favorite fighters. I like Jamal Charlo, but the nigga ain't doing shit. So I don't have a problem with saying he's full of shit. Keith Thurman is full of shit and has been full of shit. And that's why he's gotten himself in this situation. But at the time you niggas was trying to say that Errol Spence was the boogeyman and Keith Thurman was ducking him. No, Keith Thurman was not full of shit. Keith Thurman was absolutely the truth. He was telling the truth, and he was absolutely reasonable in his ass to say, Floyd, if your bitch ass gonna play matchmaker, cause I really want to fight you, and you're talking about that, give me 10 million. And you niggas said that's some bullshit. We want to see hardcore fighting. We're tough to the end. We want to be solid niggas. These hard nigga principles now. Y'all had hard nigga principles. Where you at now? Give me the hard nigga, real nigga street shit. I want them niggas back. I want those Errol Spence Jr. fans back today. I want y'all niggas back today. Give me the hard, tough guy. I'm so fucking tough. I'm so fucking street. I'm such a real nigga. I want that nigga. Where those fans at? Where are those guys at? Mr. Errol Spence is going to straighten out the welterweight division. Floyd don't even want to fight him. He's going to do everything right, man. He don't give a fuck about no money. Sean Porter don't want to fight him. Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman is ducking. Ponytail is ducking. Mayweather, he blacked his eye. Pacquiao, hell no. Pacquiao don't want to motherfucking goddamn fight these niggas, man. Hell no. Man, fuck BT boxing, man. If I slap the shit out that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. I don't even like that nigga. That's a lame ass nigga, man. He got troubles because he got harassing white girls. Man, I don't fuck with that nigga. Man, get that fuck nigga's a bitch. That nigga, that is a bitch ass nigga, man. I don't fuck with BT. That's one of the channels that I don't like. And when if I'm not gonna mention the channels that I don't like until somebody posts their name, and I'm not knocking you for mentioning that bitch ass nigga name. Mention that bitch ass nigga name. Tell him I said Zone 6 said he's a bitch ass nigga and he ain't gonna do shit about it. And then if he wanna do something, I'll throw these hands with his ass, and I guarantee you money on the books. Fuck Deontay Wilder. Fuck what you niggas thinks. I'll beat his ass. That's what I'm talking about. Go Navy, beat Army, cause that pussy nigga was in the Army, and I will beat his ass. That's what I'm saying. I don't like that nigga. So not only fuck that nigga BT Elf, whatever the fuck he is. He's a pussy nigga hiding up in the DMV, and he ain't shit. He never ain't gonna be shit. He's a sucker nigga that needs YouTube for likes, views, and fucking life. Fuck that nigga and tell him I said it. He ain't gonna do shit about it. Not a goddamn thing. Fuck you, nigga. Eastside. Fuck BT Elf, whatever the fuck that skinny ass bitch made dick sucking nigga name is. Fuck that nigga. He ain't shit. That nigga don't know shit about boxing. He came in on the back end of some shit that was created before his pussy ass even existed. And he don't do nothing but run his fucking mouth and cut people off and won't even have no conversation with him. Man, fuck that nigga. Anyway, so back to the real fans who said Errol Spence is going to be the savior of fucking welterweight. He's gonna do it all right because he's a tough ass nigga. He's the truth. He ain't gonna be doing none of that shit that y'all talking about. Oh, cool. All right. Okay, so this is about real nigga principles. So I don't want to hear shit about boxing because you niggas talking real nigga principles. You set a foundation. Okay, cool. Let's sit back and let's watch his ass. He get drunk. Keith Thurman out the equation. Keith Thurman's a whole bitch ass nigga. He's out the equation, right? He's gone. Playing the flute, got married, always broken up. He ain't what we thinking he is right now. Fuck Keith Thurman. Out the equation. It's all on Errol Spence. Errol Spence, you the man. You the man. You got it, right? Now let's see if he delivers on what everybody claim he is. Real nigga, right? Okay. First thing, you get drunk. You're always out of shape. Every time we turn around, you're licking on Adrian Broner all in his mouth. You're licking on Yellow Beezy. Y'all always kissing on each other and touching on each other and all kind of shit. Every time we see a video of Errol Spence, he looking shabby and sloppy and sad and just not like a good champion, right? Okay, so everybody pulls his cards and fights him. He's undefeated. He gets into a car wreck because he's a drunk. He's undisciplined. He's not this nigga that y'all talking about he is. He's a bitch. Okay, point blank period across the board. Here comes somebody else. And there's a lot of Terrence Crawford believers. There's been Terrence Crawford fans that have existed before he came to welterweight. So don't try to get snotty and snooty with the Terrence Crawford fans, because there was a lot of guys who were saying that, boy, when he go to welterweight, that's gonna be the truth. It's gonna be some problems when he get up there. It was some guys, Wayne Talk specifically, my partner that told us at 135 when he was whipping on Gamboa, he said, listen, I know y'all like Thurman. I fuck with Thurman. I fuck with Spence. Fuck with Mayweather. Wayne Talk got to get credit because Wayne Talk said, man, Crawford is the nigga that's going to set this shit straight. I was like, all right, nigga, I don't believe it, nigga. I'm still riding with Thurman, but I hear what you're saying. When that boy got that undisputed belt at 140, Wayne Talk said it again. He said, uh-oh. He said, uh-oh, he at 147 now. Y'all gonna see. I was like, okay, yo, I'm fucking with Crawford because this nigga is undisputed. Okay, let's see what he talking about. Soon as Crawford get in the motherfucking division, he started moving goddamn furniture around. He started beating the shit out of people. Man, that man don't stop everybody in your goddamn family lineage at this point in time. This nigga don't knock everybody out. Sometimes I wake up like, oh, shit, damn, Terrence Crawford. Where that nigga at? Shit, make sure, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I walk outside, man, he don't stop so much shit. Man, I check the bushes. Sometimes, man, I go out here, I grab the goddamn gun because I be like, what? Oh, shit, what Terrence Crawford at? Terrence Crawford so scared right now, he knocking motherfuckers out. Man, he got you niggas looking over your shoulder right now. This nigga over here, where the fuck this nigga at, man? Is this nigga Terrence Crawford under this table? I don't want this nigga Terrence Crawford to jump out of me. This nigga stopping shit. He's stopping shit. Here we go. I'm in the division now. This is what Terrence Crawford's saying to everybody. He's really looking for Pacquiao, really, right? Let's keep it a buck. He's really looking for Pacquiao. Bob Arum already said off the top. Bob Arum said, no, we're gonna save Pacquiao's life, and we're not gonna put him in there with Terrence Crawford. We're going to do some other shit. Bob Arum protected Pacquiao from Terrence Crawford. That's already on record. Okay? Terrence Crawford obliterates every goddamn thing walking. This dude don't beat Kell Brook. He don't stop Sean Porter. Stop Sean Porter. Bad. Stop Brook. Bad. Okay? Stop Jeff Horn. Bad. Stop Kowalowskis. And I don't know why everybody keep hating on Kowalowskis, man. I actually personally like Kowalowski at the welterweight division. I would have loved to see Kowalowskis versus Sean Porter. I like Kowalowskis. I think he's a good contender and a good player in the division. He's the all-time great. Absolutely fucking not. But I like him. Now, that Benavidez shit, man, Benavidez, he just talk a lot of shit, man. I'm not, man, fuck Benavidez. That was some personal shit between them two. But guess what he did? Stopped his ass. Stopped the Mir Khan ass, bro. Mir Khan got the fuck up out of there. Earl Spence said, now, you niggas are up to date, because I know you know this part. That's the shit you didn't know. So now, if you don't know, now you know. That's the history how we got here. You niggas said Earl Spence was the tough guy and the boogeyman, okay? And it's not the fucking truth. You guys are fucking lying, okay? So now we're at the point where, remember, Earl Spence is a real nigga. Remember, let's keep that same energy. He gonna do boxing right, especially at welterweight. Nobody don't want to see Earl Spence. Terrence Crawford. Hey, yo, what's up? I pulled up on you. Let's fight. Oh, man, you with Bob Arum. Oh, here we go with this shit. Here we go with this shit. So let's not act like the story started with that. I gave you the whole story before that. And if you choose to do whatever you want to do with that information, go do whatever you want to do with that information. Okay? I'm not finna play games with you. We talking real boxing, real history, what people put on wax, with credible people that's in the boxing community, not what you think. Fuck what you think. Wipe your ass with that, throw it in the trash, and wait for the trash man to pick it up on Wednesday. I don't give a fuck about your opinions, your thoughts, and who you like to suck off behind the scenes on YouTube. I fuck your favorite channels. I said it, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Except if you do, I'm going to put somebody's son in the dirt. No, I'm serious about that. I'm going to put somebody's son in the dirt. And we'll give you a folded flag for it. I'll take my chances with that. Anyway, so you ain't going to do nothing but keep getting these checks off YouTube and asking for super chats and the shit that you need to do to manage your channel. channel managing ass motherfucker. That's what you do. So you ain't gonna do shit about none of this. What I'm saying. Earl Spence, bitch ass. I'm going to ask. Earl Spence said, get a belt. Earl Spence said, leave Barbera because he's racist. And it's all black over here with PBC. Then he said, I'm going to clean up my side of the street. Terrence Crawford's side of the street is fucking cleaned. It's so goddamn clean, you guys are trying to discredit the people he cleaning the fuck out. Everybody that Crawford is cleaning out, you guys are discrediting. He's cleaned up his side of the street, Pacquiao's side of the street, motherfucking Earl Spence side of the street, PBC side of the street, ESPN side of the street, Black Prime side of the street, the YouTube niggas you think side of the street. Man, this nigga cleaned up goddamn every. This nigga is a four-way stop. This nigga Terrence, he's stopping shit. This nigga is Mr. Four-Way Stop. Man, that's his new name. Fuck it, I'm calling fuck Bud, nigga. Mr. Four-Way Stop. No traffic lights, nigga. Dark country road, Mr. Four-Way Stop. And if you ain't careful, a Mack truck might hit your ass if your lights ain't on. And that's the same thing that's gonna happen to Earl Spence. Another motherfucking car wreck. Because he ain't fucking with Four-Way Stop. Mr. Four-Way Stop, a.k.a. Terrence Bud Crawford. He cleaning up everybody's side of the street at the welterweight division. What else you niggas want him to do? You want the nigga to, man, what, come on, man. Y'all said this nigga was the real nigga. Y'all said that. Y'all said this nigga was an honorable nigga. That's what y'all told everybody, man. This nigga ain't shit what you thought. Shit ain't adding up. The nigga ain't wet, he's seeming. You can't be that way when you're licking in Yellow B's ear and shit. And y'all sitting in each other's lap, man. And you out here drunk all the time. Riding around Texas. Slurring your words and always bullshitting. This man Terrence Crawford, in the meantime, he stay in shape. He stay ready. That's why he told Earl Spence when he met him, boy, you look a little fucking fat. Man, you think Terrence Crawford ain't got a high IQ and Terrence Crawford don't see this about this fuck nigga? You don't think that Terrence Crawford think that this nigga's a fuck nigga at this point? Terrence Crawford ain't got no respect for Earl Spence. I honestly believe that Terrence Crawford did have respect for all the welterweights prior to going in. I don't think Terrence Crawford got no respect for none of them niggas now. I really don't. Keith Thurman included. I just don't think Terrence Crawford got any respect for no Earl Spence. I don't have any respect for Earl Spence. I never had any for Earl Spence. At all, ever, never. Because I knew he was a fake ass nigga. I knew he was a fake ass nigga. He's stupid and slow. I don't like slow, stupid niggas. Straight up and down. So, what I'm telling you is this. This man said, clean up your side of the street. Crawford is a four-way stop. He said, leave your racist promoter, because I'm going to keep saying that because you niggas like to say racist. So I'm going to make sure we add that. Black power. Black power. We're going to do that. Y'all said he need to lead a racist Bob Arum. Y'all said, he said, get a belt. And he said he wanted to clean up. He wanted to take the easy road. That's what the bitch ass nigga said. And you pussy niggas was talking about this nigga's 10 toes down. And he's a Texas this and that. That nigga ain't shit, man. He a real nigga, remember? Catch your breath, nigga. The nigga drowning. He's a real nigga. Remember, that's what you told us. I ain't asking nobody else. I'm talking about the Earl Spence fan. I don't want to hear this neutral shit. Oh, man. Because see, thus said the thesis of the game of boxing. So therefore, you know, because Al Heyman in the quantified analytics of the numbers, man, you niggas. Man, you egghead niggas trying to validate this shit, man. Just call Earl Spence a pussy, man. Let's call the nigga what it is. Because see, according to Blood's calculations, because Blood is wrong, because if I let me get my calculations, because you see, if you put X and you carry the Y, underline that, Earl Spence is he's a 3-time world champion. Now you niggas are world-renowned economists. No, see, cause see, according to my calculations, see, when you add the 90% over the 1%, cause Terrence Crawford said 1 belt, and then he got 3 belt, so that means he entitled to be in the A side. Man, what the fuck is you niggas talking about, man? Yeah, I'm finna get on here. I'm gonna clown y'all niggas too. Don't forget that I'm with the clowning. Y'all niggas are tripping, man. We can't just say this nigga is a bitch and he ducking. You ain't gotta call him a bitch like me, but I'm gonna call him a bitch. And I'm saying fuck his fans. And fuck BTF, whatever the fuck his name is. He's a bitch. And I'm gonna keep saying that. Fuck that nigga. He ain't gonna come over here and do nothing. He ain't gonna come to nobody else's channel. Fuck that nigga. And tell him I said it. Please send him so I can burn him. Because I specifically don't like that nigga at all. So anyways, if we calculate all of Terrence Crawford's pay-per-view numbers and slash divided by carry the 1, add Earl Spence numbers, we come up with Earl Spence equals the A side. Oh man, Earl Spence equals the A side. Man, fuck you niggas. Nigga, this is what I'm finna tell you right now. Real nigga Terrence Crawford versus bitch nigga Earl Spence equals duck nigga. That's what the fuck that means. Duck nigga. That's what the fuck that equals. That nigga equals Earl Spence is divided by bitch made multiplied by ducking. Which equals a bitch ass ducking ass nigga. That's what the fuck that means. Boy, I can't believe, boy, y'all wonder why a nigga take a break from y'all. Man, y'all niggas crazy, boy. Y'all niggas say anything, man. Nigga talk about some if we man, what? Man, y'all gotta stop letting these niggas do this shit, man. I'm so sick of this A side calculation economy shit. Man, let's start clowning them niggas. If nigga take an economics class, man, get that shit off your chest. If you like numbers and you like business, man, just go on and be an entrepreneur. And let me look at y'all bank account. If I see in y'all bank account you got in your shit it says minus. Hold on. Don't get on here and play economist, because I'm finna start asking next nigga. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And I might flex on y'all, nigga. I shouldn't do it, but I like to have credibility with my jokes. Listen, the next person say A side, I'm gonna say, I wanna see your checking account. The next nigga say something about A side, I'm gonna say, show me your checking account, because I'm sick of this shit. If I see minus and it says 1, you know how I got the minus in there when niggas be swiping their card. Minus, hold on. Okay, my battery on, cooking too good. I'm finna go get this goddamn charger in a minute. And I gotta get to this class, turn these books out, man. I don't even know what time it is. Somebody give me a time check real quick. So, when you say A side, I'm gonna say, let me see your checking account for the last 30 days. And if it say minus McDonald's, minus OnlyFans, and then I see plus 500 from Crystals, because you work at Crystals. Okay, thank you, blood. $500 on the 15th, thanks to Corporation of Crystals, and then I see minus $58 for bus pass. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear none of you niggas that's broke talking about no A side no more, man. If you ain't sitting on, we can all come with a collective minimum. If you ain't got, let me see what's reasonable. I want to be fair, because I know we got 18-year-olds and stuff like. If you ain't got $1,500 in your checking account, don't talk to me about no A side, man. I'm not finna listen to you talk about no economics about nothing in boxing no more. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of niggas talking about the X divided by the 1 plus 3 carry the 2 equals A side. No, nigga. Bitch nigga fight real nigga equal a ducking ass nigga. That's what I want to talk about. Because you niggas is tripping, man. Earl Spence is a whole bitch out here. And you guys are letting these guys run around here with impunity. So I guess I got to get my ass up now. And instead of being the Flomo killer, blood, give me a new name. I don't want to be Flomo, the Flomo killer no more. Give me, what should I be this time? Give me a nickname for what it is. Y'all call them the Earl Sexuals. I don't want to put that in there. Let me see, the Flomo Killers. Y'all help me think of a name, and then I'm gonna adopt it. But I want to destroy Earl Spence at every turn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not building my channel around that, but that's going to be definitely a segment of my fucking channel. Is I'm going to take the same formula that I used to do to tear Floyd Mayweather fans up in Floyd Mayweather's and be critical of him because he still ain't fought that many. Has he ever fought the undefeated prime black fighter to this day? No, he didn't. Berto wasn't undefeated. Shane Mosley wasn't undefeated. He never fought Keith Thurman and none of those prime black guys, right? He never did. So now we getting Earl Spence with the same shit. Has Earl Spence ever fought a prime undefeated black guy? Has he ever fought a prime undefeated black guy in his prime that can push him to the limits and deliver challenges that we all would agree upon? Absolutely fucking not. All right? So this is my conclusion on this. It's been entertaining. We might do a part 2 or whatever, because I got to get out of here. But this shit crazy, man. Oh man, these niggas say A side, man. Hey, y'all niggas say A side. Blood, yeah, I hit that already. I said the same thing. But it is what it is. So listen, this dude is not a real nigga that you guys said. He is ducking like a motherfucker. Terrence Crawford want a piece of him. He's met all the obligations and then some for the challenge. The challenge was leave Barbarian because he racist. Clean up your side of the street. I'm gonna take the easy route, and he's licking in Yellow Bee's mouth, and him and Adrian Broner got some weird shit where they be sitting in each other lap and tanking them, had a 3-way weird intimate thing going on there, and this guy don't had y'all gotta be laughing so much, man. I don't probably swallow some dust or inhale some dust. Shouldn't be none, but whatever. Anyway, so this guy is ducking. I don't want to hear shit about that. I don't want nobody. We'll see. So let's. And then it's not just the math niggas. It's the wannabe philosophers too. Well, you know, according to Plato and the alignments of the stars and the moon, I'm gonna say it's equal. No, it ain't fucking equal. It's one nigga ducking and one nigga trying to fight. Oh man, see, Terrence Crawford fucked up because he asked for the books. After all this shit this man done, this man did, Mr. Four-Way cleaned up all 4 sides of the street, including some of the people that you have fought. Y'all got like opponents. So what the fuck is we talking about? What are we talking about, man? Shit is dead. So, man, I can't believe this, man. Earl Spence, that's the history on it. That's the reality of it. He's ducking. I don't want to hear this that it's fair. I don't want to hear that it's close, that it's both parties to blame. Smoke. Now I like smoke. So I want to transition because I said fuck you to that nigga BTF pound. What is whatever that nigga, that skinny nigga that be talking all that shit on his channel and bring people on and then muting them and talking all this shit. Fuck that nigga. I want to stop that nigga ass. So let me get off him. Cause I'm finna just talk regular shit to my partners. Smoke. It's kind of both of their faults according to Plato. And if you kind of look at the thesis and the intrinsic value, you know, Smoke love to talk about intrinsic fucking value. Smoke love not to answer a goddamn question straight up. Everything, nothing's a yes or no, you know. But that's my partner. But all of you mathematicians, if you ain't got $1,500 in your account, I don't want to hear you talk about no goddamn A-side. And all you want to be philosophers, if you ain't published a book, I don't want to hear shit about no goddamn it's equal either. I don't give a fuck. You can't keep playing both sides of the fence. You got to choose now. I'm goddamn drawing a line in the sand with this pencil. I can't write on the table, so I'm going to just draw the line in the sand right there, motherfucker. I'm on his side. Terrence Crawford all goddamn day. Mr. Four-Way Stop. Because he stopping shit and he cleaned up all four sides of the street, including your motherfucking sidewalk in front of your house, Earl Spence Jr. Zone 6, I'm out. Fuck y'all niggas.